For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, we are live and amplified. So let's get ready to podcast.
Fire it up.
Welcome, everybody, to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a return guest. We have Jess Hess. How's it going today, Jess?
Hi, I'm very good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really, really well. You know, it's Friday. You can't go wrong on a Friday, even in the middle of a pandemic. You really can't.
Fridays are good days.
I'm excited. I'm glad we were finally able to get you back on, because I know we were supposed to talk. When was that? It was a while back, I think.
I don't know, like a month or two ago. Yeah, like a month and a half ago.
Or two ago. So, but I'm glad we were able to get you rescheduled, and it just happened to work out that you had another single dropping. So,
yeah, today was the day.
Yeah,
Kismet.
Awesome.
It shook you.
Before we kind of jump into the new single and all that stuff, you've had a pretty busy 2021. You dropped Baby, and now you got the new single. How's 2021 been treating you? Because it's been probably about a year or so since we've talked.
It was really great for the first half of 2021. I got the vaccine. I visited my family right after I got the vaccine for the first time in a while. And those, I spent like a whole couple of months up in the Northeast, and that was great. I released Baby. And, I had plans to release this and to play out more. And now less plans are happening because of COVID. And I'm so scared that it's going to turn into 2020 again. But for the first half of 2021, it was really great. Nice. And and I mean, I've been loving releasing stuff. I've been a lot more active on TikTok and releasing videos of just things that I've been writing, mostly some covers and, just little snippets of things. So yeah, I've been having fun doing a lot of music.
Awesome. I do get your alerts on TikTok all the time. I don't go on TikTok hardly ever, but I get all these alerts, and probably half of them are from you. So
I love TikToking.
I don't know if that's because you're posting that much, or I just never go on. So it's just kind of like, hey, you got
probably a little of both.
You need to go check out. So, but it's one of those things where I'm trying to get on TikTok and get used to the platform, but it's a lot like Instagram for me. So it's just like,
it's a strange platform to get used to. It's like everything all at once in your face constantly.
Well, it seems like you have the personality for TikTok. Just the limited conversations and interactions I've had with you, it just seems like you have that outgoing personality that would really be successful on TikTok.
Thanks. I try very hard to be sort of personable in that way, especially on my online platforms. But yeah, thank you. That's a nice compliment.
But so 2021 started off good for you, and then obviously as the Delta variant, and now the whatever. I'm just seeing the doom. I'm being pessimistic, and I should try and be more optimistic. I mean, I have the vaccine. I'm, pretty good. I'm not afraid for my life every time I leave the house, and that's been a really good thing. Hey, it's got to be good for your psyche, right? Yeah, definitely. Gotcha. Yeah, it's really good for my psyche to not worry about that. But yeah. Awesome. It's just, I want to play out a little bit more. There were a couple of things that were kind of nixed because of the new COVID things that have risen, which is just sad, but it's okay because I have other things we kind of replanned. So other things are happening in the future. Because I know shortly after we had talked last year, we had you on the podcast last year, you had started doing some streaming stuff. Was that something that you're looking at possibly going back to, or do you kind of feel like this streaming concert thing is overplayed? I actually think the streaming concert thing is
almost maybe the way of the future in some ways. Like, I don't know. It's, there's so much that's going on the internet right now, and there's a much bigger audience to be found online because everybody is online at this point. And so I think that I'm seeing more people do like higher produced projects that are live online, and I'm really loving seeing those. And so I kind of want to do something like that in the future where I just kind of put more better produced live things together. The actual streaming is sort of sometimes a bummer because you can't get like, depending on the Wi-Fi or depending on some other things, it's been so hit or miss for me when it comes to people being able to get on, and then people are frustrated because they can't. So I don't know. It was kind of something that I was trying out for a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll go back to doing it as much as I was doing before, but I mean, I do like to hop on live every now and then and stream. It's just spontaneous now.
For like the solo acoustic, like if you can do like a solo acoustic set, or for the solo acoustic artist, it's a lot easier because you're just not trying to compete with 3 other voices and all it, like the issue, because we did a few of those live concerts through the Live and Amplified platform, but we had to use Zoom because it's the only thing I had set up. But Zoom's got all these features to make it so that it sounds like we're actually in the same room, that it EQs out the guitar, or it'll try and compress out the second voice. And it's just like, no, this sounds terrible. Like, what is this? And then, like you had mentioned, people are starting to try and get higher production value. And I think that was the issue that kind of turned me off on it originally, was that we were in the middle of a pandemic. Nobody had the means or the ability to go get the higher production equipment unless they already had it. And it's just like, that kind of gave me a bad taste originally. So,
I mean, I had like one really cool live stream session with a group that I don't think they're together anymore. I forget. Oh, the Welcome Mat. That's what they were called. Back last year. And that was great because they had an entire setup to do things live, and it was just like a professional recording. It sounded really great. Yeah. That was amazing. So I've had like really great live stream sort of times, but I've also tried to do it myself, and it's just like, for some reason, something's not working, and it's just everything goes down the drain really quickly. But I mean, that being said, I am gonna be in a live streamed sort of singer songwriter showcase on Monday at I think it's at 7. Anyway, I'll post it on my Instagram.
Gotcha. Cool. I can't wait. I'll have to check it out. It's been a while since I've seen somebody doing like an actual full produced live stream like that. So I'll have to check it out when you post it.
I'm excited. It's through a different Instagram, but I'm going to be like attaching onto them for their live. You know how that works? Technology. Anyway. And I guess a bunch of other people are going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing just like a couple of songs, but I'm really excited about that. Should be really fun.
Awesome. Well, you got a new single out that just dropped today, Sprained Ankle. The first thing I want to address is the pink hair, because that's obviously a new look for you that you didn't have last year when you were originally on the podcast. Did you originally dye your hair pink for the music video, or for the new single release music video, or did it just kind of happen to all work out, or?
It just all worked out. I knew that these songs I wanted to have I wanted to change my look in general. And I mean, the pink hair is something that I actually have wanted to do for years and years and years and years. And I've been sort of building up the courage to do, like, ever since I was like 11 years old. I wanted to like cut my hair really short and dye it pink. This year I like shaved my head after 2020. like January 1st of 2021. I was like, I want nothing to do with 2020 anymore. I shaved my head, and it was really like freeing because I had never not had hair before, and I've just kind of like let it grow back, and eventually bleached it, and now it's like this. But I knew it worked out really well with the release of the songs because I knew that I wanted them to have sort of a poppy, kind of bright aesthetic. And yeah, I always knew I wanted to dye my hair pink, so it all just made sense. So
nice.
I did it.
Awesome. I must say though, I did like the shaved look when I first saw you post that on. I didn't realize it was that right at the first year or the first of the year. Like that just never registered with me, but I did like the shaved look for you. So
thank you so much. It was fun.
Would you ever go back to that, or was it like, okay,
I would actually. Okay. No, I liked it a lot. I kind of sometimes miss it. It was very different from anything else I'd ever done. So it took a while to get used to, but I actually loved it. And it just was so freeing. I would totally do it again. Yeah.
I used a lot less shampoo.
Definitely. Yeah. It was a money saver for sure. I would definitely do it again. I probably will do it again.
That's awesome. I love it. So Sprained Ankle, the single and music video dropped today. What's kind of the story behind the song?
Well, honestly, the story is that I sprained my ankle and then I wrote a song about it. It became a breakup song. I was going through a lot of sort of breakups in my life. Like I was going through like a job breakup, a bunch of relationship breakups, just like in general. And there was, a lot of change going on. But at the same time, I was feeling like really confident in all the decisions that I was making at that moment. Like I knew that everything that I was leaving behind was a good thing to leave behind. So I kind of wanted to express those feelings in a song. And I used my sprained ankle to, I guess, express those feelings. The idea of, something that, is temporary. It's like, feels bad right now, but it's temporary and you're still like succeeding and doing everything you wanted to do in life, regardless of all of that, and sort of, relishing in the actual happiness of that sort of post breakup kind of feel, because that's something that I think isn't sung about as much as, just the sadness and everything else, is that sort of newfound, I guess, independence, the kind of like feeling of like, I never needed any of this and I'm going to be fine. And it's going to be weird for a couple of weeks, but then I'm going to be happy. Cause the song's kind of like actually a happy song is I think of it as, even though it's about breaking or like, hurting yourself.
Yeah.
It's actually just about the like triumph of, just kind of reveling in that, I guess.
Gotcha. So you kind of took something that actually happened to you that would have been devastating for a lot of people and turned it into a very almost an empowering song. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I think it's empowering to me. I mean, it's looking at the thing that was really paining me at the time, like literally physically, and also just like associating it with all the other things that were going on in my life. Realizing that it was temporary and that I was going to come out kind of stronger in the end was, really empowering to me. Yeah.
Nice. So how did the writing and creative kind of come behind the song? Did you like just sprain your ankle and was like, oh wait, this might be an idea? Or
basically, I mean, I literally sprained my ankle and I was just kind of like doodling on my guitar or whatever one day. And I had sort of the main riff, or whatever. And I was, playing along with that. And I was just singing about how I sprained my ankle. And then it turned into like, you're just a sprained ankle. Like, it's not like I broke my leg or anything. Yeah. And then I think I kind of just started writing like, I've broken bones and I've done everything else, but you're just a sprained ankle. And I was like, wait a minute, this is my entire life. And then the song happened. It was a really quick song. That one took like a couple of hours to write. Maybe some songs take a long time, but that one took very quick time.
It's always amazing the varying degrees of how long it takes a song to kind of develop. Sometimes it happens like that, or sometimes it's just
literal
like this,
years. Yeah.
this long process. How long ago did you write the song? How long have you kind of been sitting on it?
Oh wow. I wrote the song probably, I would have broken my ankle at like the beginning of 2019.
Okay.
So that's around the time that I wrote the song.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I recorded it in 2020.
Okay.
And now it's out. So like a couple of years, it feels like not that much time, but it's been a while.
So you'd been sitting on the song for a little bit. It wasn't like something that happened the end of last year to cap off the amazing 2020 everyone had. And then 6 months later, you've got a new single rolling out.
No, that would have made 2020 even worse, but no, thankfully I did not sprain my ankle in 2020.
Yeah.
No.
Gotcha. But it was a follow-up to a second single that you released earlier this year, Baby. Are you kind of looking at doing like another album, or like what's kind of the plan moving forward?
I would love to do another album. It's honestly, I mean, it's about money at this point for me. But when it comes to all that, I kind of want to start off with maybe, because I have a bunch of sort of folkish songs. Like these were very like pop-ish songs, which is why I wanted to have them fully produced, because I could afford to do like these three. And so those are the three that I chose. There's going to be another one then too.
I was going to ask, but I was going to let you finish your thought.
But anyway, so that was sort of like the trio of sort of poppy singles that I'm releasing. And then I really kind of want to tone it down again, because I have a bunch of sort of, at the core, they're like really folk songs that I want to record that I might just be able to do myself. So I'm kind of like toying with that idea. It just depends on the sounds I'm going to be able to get. I've been kind of experimenting, but it would be very, very simple. And that would be maybe like, I don't know how many songs that album would be. I haven't even gotten that far, but I have like a bunch of things that I would love to like just more fully just sort of make a little bit cleaner than any of the versions I have of them online, because I have snippets of a lot of them online.
Gotcha.
So I would love to do that. And then I have also, though, an entire idea for another album that would be very like also more poppy and also sort of like more emo almost. But that's sort of a dream that if I can afford it in the next like year or so, I would love to make a reality. That would be kind of close to the length of the last album I released probably. And sort of very different genre wise, all across the board. But anyway, these are my dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, dreams are what make life tolerable, right?
Yeah.
Make it worth living.
They really are.
You unwilling, or I don't know if it was unwillingly or unknowingly spilled the beans on a third single that's coming out. Do you already have a date picked out when it's going to release or announced, or?
It's going to be in October, early to mid-October, probably mid-October. Anyway. So almost a date.
I'm really interested in the October releasing schedule, because it always seems like nobody wants to do like a Halloween song.
Yeah, it's not a Halloween song, but it is sort of like, it's more dark isn't necessarily the word, but yeah, I feel like it makes sense to release in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to be like, it seems like there's always a lot of music that drops in October, but none of it's like, oh, this should be scary music, but it's like not.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is like, it's basically Christmas time music too, that's released in like October already. And I'm like,
nah, I'm good.
We can give it some time. That's okay.
November.
So that's
let's at least make it to November before we start releasing the feel good music.
That's all I ask. At least to Thanksgiving anyway. Like That's all I ask.
Yeah. I mean, I have started to appreciate Halloween more just because it just seems for the last like 10 years or so, I've been very anti-Halloween. Like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why, but
I love
like
Halloween.
last year, I just kind of went out and I saw how much fun people were having and how fun it could be. And I'm like, huh, okay, maybe I need to relax a little bit
People
or
are
something.
having fun. Halloween is fun.
Yeah. Because, it was one of those things. I lived out in New Mexico and nobody ever, like, I was really into it before I moved out to New Mexico. And then I went out there and nobody came trick or treating. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, well, this sucks. And then I just had like one bad experience after another. And I'm like, all right, screw Halloween.
Right.
I hate this
Halloween is not my thing. Oh man.
So,
That's so
and then
sad.
actually, about when my mother was sick, my sister came out to visit and she was like, hey, have you seen Hoobie Halloween yet? And I'm like, no. And she's played it for me. And I was like, wait a minute. I actually remember why I like Halloween. Like, just it was a really random movie for a random thought.
That's so awesome. Yeah, nice. No, Halloween is great. I love I love like being a different persona for a day, having an excuse to. I mean, usually I just dress up as Wednesday Addams, but nice. Not very like but so I don't have very like much variety in my Halloween costumes, but I like Halloween a lot.
That's awesome. So you released a music video for Sprained Ankle. Did you release one for the previous song?
I didn't release a music video for Baby.
For Baby, yeah.
I kind of thought like after I just got an idea for a lyric video for Baby, and I kind of still want to release it. So I might do that. But I don't want to promise anything. Yeah. But yeah, it was like weird timing. Like I thought of it too late, when that happens, it sucks. But yeah, I just now thought of a lyric video idea and I would like to release it. Maybe sometime in September, I'll just have a cheeky little lyric video for Baby.
Nice. Awesome. And then do you have any thoughts about doing one or doing a lyric video or a music video for the third single, the Complete Your Trifecta? Or
I definitely want to at least do a lyric video for the third one. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can't, and I shouldn't give too much away on that.
Yeah. I won't push any more because you still got probably a good
you still got
a little time yet, so I don't want to completely take all your surprises away. But for the music video for Sprained Ankle, it was a really simple concept, but a really cool music video.
Thank you so much.
Whose idea was it? Did you originally want to do a music video for Sprained Ankle? Like, what was kind of going through that?
Yeah, well, I love this song so much. So I originally just kind of wanted to go as all out on it as I could. So I definitely wanted to do a video for it. My friend, Raina Sky, she directed and filmed and edited the video, did like everything, all the heavy lifting. She sat in the back of a car while the car was moving and like he was moving forward and I was like walking along and she was filming. It was really cool. It was a lot of her idea, most of her ideas really. I think we talked about it originally, and I always wanted to be like walking through a street and just somehow like get the crutches at the end. I'm not sure who came up with the idea for a yard sale, but we just thought it would be a really cool, like funny thing for me to like find them at a yard sale, and I mean, it just kind of all came together really organically. She thought of the just most of the like movements that I do at the beginning, I guess choreography, like dropping things and falling and everything. I don't have very much experience acting. I have a little bit of experience acting, but it was funny trying to like be as convincing as I could limping. but yeah, anyway, I tried to like go back to actually having a sprained ankle and remembering what that felt like. But anyway, but yeah, it was really fun. And we came up with this like very indie movie aesthetic video that, yeah, I'm just really proud of. And yeah, it was a lot of her, mostly her, to be honest.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know why when I was watching I watched it twice this afternoon, and the first thing that I was trying to pay attention to was if you kept limping on the same ankle.
I know, I did. I think I did.
I think you did too, because I was kind of having a hard time telling. Well, like as far like when you were walking into the yard sale, I was like, wait a minute, what ankle is she limping on right now? I'm not quite sure. And then you could fully committed with the crutches. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I think it was always the right one. But yeah, I don't.
Well, you get to that point where depending on where it was in the day, as far as like the shots of you limping, you just get to the point where it's like, screw this, I want to call it a day, I'm tired. And so you just kind of start not paying attention to what you're actually doing.
Totally. And it was so hot that day too. It's been brutal in the summer. This summer, especially in Tennessee, and so yeah, it was really hot that day too. We really powered through, but it was
How long ago did you shoot the music video? Or well, obviously it had to be recently with the hair, but
it was very recent. It was it was within the last month. It was only like a month ago actually. Nice.
It's always cool when you can get a producer that'll get it done quickly and just kind of
yeah. I mean, Raina's awesome with that. She's super speedy. I actually don't know how she does it because she has a lot going on. I mean, she's really talented, so a lot of people work with her.
I think I've not actually seen her on Facebook or anything, but I've heard her name come up a couple other times during the podcast. Yeah. So
she's great. She's great.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So new music video out, new single out. Today's the first day. What's kind of going through your mind right now?
I'm just excited that this one's finally out. I love this one. I don't know. I've just had a good day like promoting it and hearing people's thoughts about it. A lot of people seem to like the video, and it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. So those are my initial thoughts.
Are you wearing the baby shirt that you
I am. Okay. I wore it today in like, I don't know. I just thought it would be nice and like good luck. I
was kind of expecting to see Instagram photos of you out with your crutches, just like walking through Nashville, handing like
oh my gosh, I should do that. That's a great idea. Yeah. I should like just go out with like stickers and like merch. Yeah. Listen to my song.
Yeah. Just like whatever it is, be like, here you go.
That's a great idea. I love it.
That's awesome. I love it. I love the music video. I love the single. It's really awesome. I'm glad musicians are still getting stuff out in this hard time during crazy times. Not even necessarily all hard, but just crazy times. So
it's just crazy. Yeah. I mean, I can't honestly say it's been that difficult for me. Like, I mean, it's been hard on my anxiety, but other than that, I mean, I've been very lucky. There's been so much that's going on in the world, and I'm very grateful for everything that I've been able to do. I mean, I've been able to release some of, my music in this last couple of years, more music than I've released ever before. So yeah, I've been very, very, very lucky, and I'm very grateful. I do want it to go away, but yeah, I just have to be grateful for everything, I guess.
Absolutely. So you'd mentioned earlier that you had the chance to go back home. You're from Pennsylvania originally, right?
Yes, I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Home of the Amish. I think we had this conversation the last time.
We probably did, yeah.
Because there was a point last year where I was so bored that I was watching all the different Amish shows on A&E or whatever, and Lancaster always comes up.
Oh my God. Yep. That's us. Yeah, there's a lot of Amish there. There's Shady Maple. Yeah, I mean, it's a great place.
Yeah. How did it feel to be back home after probably at that point a year?
Yeah, I mean, it was over a year at that point. It was awesome. I mean, it was great to be with my family, spend time with my mom. Yeah, I mean, my friends there. I went to New York for a few days. I mean, that was great. I saw like my college friends. Nice. I saw, it was great. It was really fun. And it felt like a break from the last year. It felt very like freeing, and like I could be in the company of people again. And I was just so newly vaccinated. It was that newly vaccinated, like, just swag. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like, yes, the world exists.
The confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. So yeah, it was really great. It was fun. And, I went to the Renaissance Fair. Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Did you have your bleached hair yet, or had you done the pink?
I bleached my hair, and then I kind of like put like some color on it, but it was mostly like this like reddish orangish kind of color, which I actually kind of dug. And then it got very just like orange, like I just looked like I just bleached my hair and done nothing else to it. Like very like not like me not knowing anything about hair bleach looked like I just bleached my hair. Which was, I actually kind of dug that look. It was like this weird orange kind of look that I actually kind of liked. Yeah. I wore that for a little bit. And then, like right before I left, Pennsylvania, my best friend in Pennsylvania, dyed my hair pink, and it has been very pink ever since. Nice. And they're a professional hair stylist, so
and they know exactly what they're doing, and
they knew what they were doing.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I must say, I really do appreciate your ability to be so spontaneous. Like you could literally like just at least from my perspective, it seems like you could go to bed tonight, wake up tomorrow and be like, yeah, I'm not feeling the hair anymore, and just shave it all off.
I could. And I mean, honestly, it's taken me a long time to get to that point in my sort of image, I guess, in general, my life. I think actually 2020 also sort of weirdly made me just more fluid in some ways, because I had to be, and so, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I could at any point just decide that I want to shave my head.
Nice. You kind of already answered this, but I was going to ask what was kind of the turning point where you were like, it doesn't matter, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, there have been many of those turning points. Yeah. But I think I went through actually, like, I feel like forever ago, like about 5 or 6 years ago, back in like 2015, there was a lot going on in my own family. There was a lot of grief and a lot of stuff that had happened. And, when you're faced with just in general, life's ugly bits, I think there are a couple of ways that you can deal with it. And one of those ways is to, just kind of embrace nihilism, I guess. and that sounds really depressing, but it honestly like gave me a lot of purpose to sort of just kind of embrace the idea that this life is my own to create. Nothing really has too much matter to it. In the philosophical sense, I guess. Yeah. If I am not doing the things that I myself want to be doing, like if I'm doing the things that I think other people want me to be doing, and I keep doing that for my whole life, like where am I really? Like what? So I was at that kind of a point where I felt like I had been doing that for a while, like what I felt like other people wanted me to be doing. And, yeah, I think there is some nasty things that kind of like slapped me in the face a bit and made me realize that, I mean, honestly, life is short. And if I'm not doing the things that I want to be doing every day, then I've maybe wasted some of that time, and I didn't want to waste any more of that time. So I started doing the things that I wanted to do, and I moved to Nashville on a whim, basically. Yeah. And I've been here for a while, just kind of rebuilding myself, and also, and also doing the things that I wanted to do. Kind of in the moment. Sometimes I have become a little spontaneous, but I also like that about myself. I think, when there's a responsibility with the spontaneity, there's a balance, but
it's interesting that you brought all of that up, because I just recently went through a lot of that myself, and with my mom getting sick, I started seeing her go downhill and whatnot. And I'm like, man, like just that dark side. And I started realizing like, oh, this is all meaningless. You just have to kind of have to make life mean something for yourself.
Exactly.
And then a friend of mine was like, not really knowing what was going on in my personal life, they're like, hey, you need to watch this video called I believe it was called like Time Lapse of the Universe, or
I've seen some stuff like that before.
Yeah, it was called like Time Lapse of the Universe. And I'm just sitting there for a half hour, like it's like 3 a.m. I'm dead tired. I'm watching this half-hour long video, and I'm like, holy crap, life is pointless. I have to make it. Like that just sounds very abrasive and very like,
it's relatable.
Yeah. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, in 300 billion years, all this is going to be gone. Like, it don't matter. And so I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I got to make life mean something to me. And I had that turning point where it was just kind of like, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want to do. Nice. And then, I kind of stayed to my commitment of being there for my mother for the next, I think it was like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it was. And then after we kind of went through the whole grieving process, it was like, all right, I'm going back to Texas. I'll let you know what I'm doing. And
nice. Live your life.
Yeah. So now I'm just kind of doing my thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a process, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, it's always really difficult, and, to lose someone you care about just in general. And it's, sort of every day is different, one day at a time. But yeah, I think that's one of the most valuable things I've taken out of those experiences, is just, this life is my own. It's literally mine. My body is mine. Yeah. And I can do anything I want with it. It's mine. And as long as I'm not hurting anybody else, I am feeling good about what I'm doing, as long as it's serving me. And so absolutely. So I know we didn't talk about this the last time we had you on, but obviously with like the pandemic going on, makes music kind of a hard career choice. What keeps you going musically? What kind of keeps you going? I mean, I just create music. It's just a thing that I do. I write songs sort of naturally. I mean, it's just always something I've done ever since I figured out how to do it. So I think I would still be creating songs, even if I could never play again on a stage. But yeah, I mean, the pandemic and everything has really made things a lot more difficult. I think when it comes to connecting with an audience, what's kept me going is my online platforms. I mean, I really I've formed sort of relationships with people on TikTok that I've never seen their face, but they're very kind. And, we talk about the things that I upload and the things that they upload. And, it's a great sort of opportunity that we have right now, online. It's also, there's a lot of negativity that comes with it, but I think that just being able to connect with people and people that I haven't talked to in years, but I have developed stronger bonds with because of our online connections. I mean, yeah, that's been really nice. And that's sort of been keeping me motivated to keep releasing my own music. Because honestly, I mean, I'm the kind of person that I would never have done that probably if it wasn't for people that were like, you should do this. I just kind of, as I said, I've just always sort of written things, and it took me a long time in doing that to get to the point where I actually put stuff out there for people. And so yeah, I guess it's my little community that keeps pushing me to keep going and gets me excited for things like gigs in the future, if I can ever have one that I feel comfortable at again. I guess that's what it would be. I guess my online community, it's small, but we are mighty.
That's something you're coming to the realization on something about social media is it doesn't matter what the size is. It's just your community. It's your community. It doesn't matter if there's 70 of you or 7,000 of you. If they care about what you're doing, you're going to go somewhere with it.
Totally. Yeah.
If you, so you have, let's say 500 Facebook likes, but if 430 of them are constantly on your page interacting, it's like, I'd rather.
Eventually there's going to be more than that because they're going to hear from those 430 people, So just keep going.
Yeah. So TikTok, what is it you kind of like about TikTok? To me, it seems like the community there's a lot more chilled out.
Well, yes and no. TikTok is it's an interesting beast. So the thing about TikTok is you go on and it starts screaming at you right away. And then you start sort of scrolling and you find videos that you like, and you like those videos, you comment and engage with the things that you like. And if you just engage with the things that you like, it'll start to get really awesome because suddenly the algorithm in TikTok is like really good in a way where it can like start to read your mind based on the videos that you have liked. And so it just starts like giving you things that are so specifically for you and that like make you just tickle you or like, make you happy in just like such a specific way. I found like people that have a brand of comedy that I have not found that kind of comedy, and I need that in my life, like on TikTok. And that's kind of what I like about it is I think it's a place that you can really discover things like that. And also it's a place that's kind of easy if you keep on uploading and are really consistent with it to gain a little community, which is really great. And it's just sort of like, if there are people out there that will like your things, eventually they'll find you if you keep on putting your stuff out there. So I like that about TikTok. I think that there's a lot of people on TikTok at this point, and there's a lot of communities on TikTok that aren't the nicest. There's a lot of negativity on there as well. But it's just kind of like the things that you engage with are going to be the things that are presented to you. And so just as long as you don't like engage with the things that make you unhappy or like angry.
So basically what I'm picking up is that TikTok is pretty much whatever you want it to be. If you're one of those people that feed off the negativity or feed off like being mad at stuff, and TikTok is going to be the most rage inducing thing you can possibly find.
Honestly,
if you're like me and like yourself, where it's like, no, I don't want to go on TikTok to be mad at things. So I'm going to just, go to stuff that I like and interact.
You have to be really conscious about things sometimes on TikTok, like, because whatever you interact with, they'll start giving you things that are more like that. But once you like get it down, like, and you get your TikTok groove going.
Yeah.
It gets really fun. It gets really fun. I like it a lot. I like the different communities that just, they're so organically come together on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I probably need to get on TikTok a little bit more, but I was into it originally, like when it switched over from Musically. I was on TikTok and I found myself losing hours in the day because I just sit there and just be like scrolling through it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you
no,
gotta like set a timer.
It's like, oh crap, it's 4 a.m. I need to go to bed, but I didn't get anything accomplished, so.
No, I mean, definitely that was like when I first discovered TikTok, that it was like, it took over my life a little bit. I've developed a lot more balance with it, but yeah, it can definitely take over your life if you're not careful.
Absolutely. So you got one more single that's going to be like a poppy genre that's coming out in October, and then you mentioned that you probably go back more into your folky solo acoustic stuff.
I think so. I think what will probably end up happening, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen after this next single, but I think what's probably going to happen is I'm going to try and release some of the like more pure folky songs that I have. And just like as just sort of stripped down, maybe even like demos. Because I just there's some songs I just kind of want to get out, but they don't really need to be super fully produced.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping to do in the near future. And then my extra hope in the slightly far future is something more poppy and possibly emo anyway, but that's a whole thing. We'll see.
Yeah. Nice. And then like, do you like the idea of releasing albums, or have you kind of grown to like doing the single release route?
I've really liked releasing the singles. I don't know. I think it's really every sort of project is different for me. These singles just made sense to be released the way they were for me. I don't know why, but and then my first album, Soil in the Rain, was definitely an album. At one point, we just like heard it and we like saw it as an album. I love albums a lot. I love creating something that is meant to sort of tell a story in a way. And that's what I'd love to do with something more fully produced, to just lean in even more to pop and maybe slightly grungier sounds. Because I have like a vision for something that doesn't like tell a story. It wouldn't be a compilation album, but it would be, or not compilation, a concept album, but it would be, it would be, anyway, but it would be something that was more fully produced, but that would be farther in the future though.
Yeah.
So I definitely love albums, and I love a lot of the albums that have come out of like the last couple of years too, especially female artists have been really killing it. But anyway.
Who are some of the artists you've really been enjoying, especially with the pandemic kind of going on and having the time to give more music a chance?
There are so many. My favorite album probably that was released in 2021 is Home Video by Lucy Dacus. I love her. That was just, that sort of just hit the spot too, because I was at home when it came out, like in Lancaster when it came out. And it just, the first like few words of the album are like, being back here makes me hot in the face. It's just like the whole thing is very just nostalgic, and it really just hit home when I listened to it. And I love her. I love the way it was produced. I also loved Julian Baker's album that came out. I think it came out this year, maybe in 2020. Anyway, that was great. I loved Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. That was in 2020. Yeah. And that's like the trifecta in indie females, I guess, right now. But other than that, I mean, I love this artist named Dodie. She's a British artist. I originally followed her on YouTube like years and years and years and years ago. And she recently released an album called Build a Problem, and it's so beautiful. She has really like lush sort of arrangements, a lot of strings, and her voice is just very light and airy and just super beautiful. And she has a lot of harmonization. Anyway, I love her. I don't know. There's a punk band called Dick that I really like.
Nice. All right. I'm going to have you send me that one, because we do a rock radio show and we're always looking for new.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty well known. I should definitely like show you them if you haven't heard them though.
No. Yes. That would be awesome. No, I was, there's just so like you during the pandemic, I've had a lot of time to listen to like a lot of time. Yeah. A
lot of time.
And so like I've really been like diving deep into the Australian independent music scene. Like I got introduced early last year, and then it's just kind of been this deep dive into, oh wow, what is going on over there? And so I found this female artist. Her name's Sarah Bernardo. She does solo acoustic stuff, but she's also in I don't want to call it an emo rock band, but that's
my dream.
That's kind of what it is. Awesome. But then she's also does country music, like nice pop country music. And that. So like, just like you listen, if I were to just give you the 3 songs and say, here are these all the same, are all 3 of these the same lead singer, you'd probably say no. Because it sounds awesome. Like her range is ridiculous. Like
I love that.
And what's really cool is for her solo acoustic stuff, like all the other songs that she does for the country and for the emo punk, whatever, she converts it over to like a solo acoustic thing. And I'm like, wait, what'd you just do? Like, and it's just as good. So yeah.
That's so awesome. No, that sounds right up my alley. I would love to hear her. You should send me that. I'll show you that.
I'll send you that. She does because Australia's in like hardcore lockdown right now, so she uploads like cover songs and stuff, so that's really cool. I'll send you some
that's awesome stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. That's exactly what I kind of want for like if I ever get to make another album. To do something that like incorporates like basically all that, like folky, poppy, like grungy, punky, maybe emo-y, I don't know. Or anyway, like all like these sort of things. Even like hip hop. I love hip hop. Anyway.
Do you see, like, I mean, you do your original CD or album, Soil in the Rain, was kind of a folky album, and then now you started doing the more poppy singles, but even in those songs they still have a very folky feel to it. Like it's it's got, you can classify it as pop music, and you can see or
you
hear,
can produce it, dress it up,
but
put some makeup on
if you were to perform it as a stripped back like solo acoustic thing, it would still sound really good to me. Do you see it seems kind of like that when it comes to music, you kind of stay in your pocket, but everything else in your life, you're not afraid to kind of step outside of your pocket. Do you see a world where you just say, screw it, I'm going to go start a heavy metal band or something?
I mean, honestly, yes. I would love to do like harder music with more people too, and to sort of and possibly even start another project that wasn't in my name, just with other people, because I love all sorts of different kinds of music. I love I also, as I said, I love hip hop. I would love to like collaborate with somebody and do like some sort of a hip hop thing. I think I actually might, but that hasn't again hasn't been set in stone, so I can't give anything away there. But yeah,
like these are,
I would love to do different genres.
This is what I love about the podcast is I can literally ask a question and then like an idea for something new just pops up. And
it's like, yeah.
It's like,
I also would love to like play heavier music with people as well. As I said, I have like ideas for sort of emo sounding tracks that I just sort of need people to help me create, you know?
Yeah, I completely feel you on that one.
Yeah.
So even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, it is still Friday night, so I don't want to capitalize all your time tonight. Well, so if anybody wants to check out the new single, the music video, or any of your stuff, where's the best place for them to do that?
The music video is on YouTube, youtube.com/Jess Hess Music. That's my URL. Jess Hess Music is the end. You can probably search it, Jess Hess Sprained Ankle. You can search Jess Hess Sprained Ankle pretty much anywhere, and you will see me with some boxing gloves, probably. That's my profile picture. Cropped hair, and you can find the single pretty much anywhere online: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. And yeah, I also have an Instagram, also Jess Hess Music. That's my handle pretty much anywhere. Jess Hess Music. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. That's really cool. And it's amazing that you got the same handle pretty much everywhere, because that's almost impossible.
I'm trying to lock it down. I think I have it everywhere. I have it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it on Reddit, though. I should probably get that. And then my website is jesshess.com. So trying to lock down the Jess Hess name. Yeah. There are a lot of us, though. It's kind of hard.
There really is. Like it had been a little bit since I went on your since I searched your name, because usually you'll just kind of pop up in my feeds. And I didn't realize how many Jess Hesses there really were. And I'm like,
there are a lot of us. I kind of want to like, I kind of want to like befriend all of them and like form a coalition. But I don't know. Whenever I've tried to like friend them or like add them on any social medias, like any Jess Hesses, they haven't really been very receptive. So I did get the Jess Hess website from somebody who actually her last name wasn't Hess. But anyway, long story short, she had the Jess Hess website, and we kind of, because she didn't need it, you know, we ended up, you know, she's my friend, but
they're all mad at you because you got the good Instagram or the good social media handle.
They don't want to befriend me because I'm taking up too much Jess Hess space. I'm not trying to compete. Let's all do our Jess Hess thing. Let's have a little club. You know, I'll be the singer-songwriter Jess Hess. I think there's like a fitness Jess Hess on YouTube. Like, I would love to boost her stuff. You know, let's just be friends. It's
like you start a corporation called Jess Hess, and it's like, okay, you're the lead of the music division, Jess Hess Fitness.
That's what I'm saying. Cool.
Well,
we can start armies. We'll find the rest of the Hesses. We'll make sure that they name their children Jess. Like, I'm just saying, we could run with this. We don't have to be enemies.
And then before you know it, the entire world's populated by Jess Hess.
That's the dream.
I love it. That is amazing. That is absolutely perfect. But before I let you go, there's a lot of aspiring musicians out there that need a piece of motivation or need some advice, and we want to help motivate that. So for the the young musician that's out there wanting to make the next step or learn to pick up the guitar, what piece of advice do you have for them?
Wow. I would say just do it for yourself. I mean, just do it. Do what you do for yourself. And if you find that you're doing something not for yourself, then try something else for yourself, you know? And I mean, you don't have to be anything. You can literally be anything. Those two things are both true. Mm-hmm. And if you keep on going at the thing that you want to do, if you just keep going, you will get better and you will find other people that dig what you're doing. I mean, that's just how life works. So just keep going at the thing you want to do.
Absolutely.
That's what I say.
I think that's the overarching theme of this entire podcast, this entire episode. Just do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, just do what you want to do.
Just do you.
Exactly.
So awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Was really happy we were able to get this rescheduled and you back on. Yeah, I figured if for whatever reason this one had to get canceled, I guess now we would have had a third opportunity, but
yeah, we would have one more opportunity, but it's okay. Got it right in the middle.
Yep. That's good. That's awesome. We talk a little bit about sprained ankle, new song, old song, we got it all covered. We're good.
Yeah.
So
it was great. Thanks for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you. And we will catch you guys later.